Hi, I'm Migdalia Cruz.
And I'm Anne García-Romero.
We're here to introduce you to the Fornés playwriting method, a unique playwriting method developed by our mentor, award-winning Cuban-American playwright, María Irene Fornés.
María Irene Fornés, or Irene, as she preferred to be called, was a 9-time Obie Award winner, whose career spanned from 1961 to 2000. She wrote over 40 plays, including Tango Palace, Fefo and Her Friends, Mud, The Conduct of Life, Sarita, The Summer in Gossan Sauce, and Letters from Cuba. In addition to her work as a playwright, she was a director and a teacher, and she taught her unique playwriting method at theaters, universities, and arts organizations across the U.S. and internationally. Irene devised her method based on her training as a painter and her time at the Actors Studio in New York City.
She went on to develop her pedagogy in New York City at INTAR's Hispanic Playwrights in Residence Lab.
She then taught her method at organizations such as the Padua Hills Playwrights Workshop and Festival in Southern California, at universities such as Yale, and at theaters such as the Marte Perform in Los Angeles, all places where I studied with Irene.
A typical workshop day with Irene would last 3.5 hours. However, even in this short video, we hope you'll get a sense of the immense creativity that her method helps to generate. We'll describe a typical Fornés workshop day and reflect on the various elements to her method, hoping to give a sense of the experience and new ideas that you can use in your own writing.
I think it's very obvious that there is sort of a creative part of the person. I don't know if it's the brain or the heart or the left ear or where it comes from. But there's a creative part that is a part where dreams live, where the dreams come from. It's not that good writing is created by dreams. It's that both dreams and good writing have a source, and I don't know what the source is as long as I can get in touch with it. It doesn't matter if I know how to access it.
A typical workshop day with Irene would involve a group of 10 playwrights, a set of 10 chairs and 10 small desks arranged in a circle with one point touching your neighbor's desk on the left and on the right, a creation of a sacred circle, a place where you could feel free to fail, be ugly, be honest, be fierce. Paper and pens. Pencils could only be used if you could write quietly with them. No laptops allowed. To the side of the desk at INTAR was a dusty rug, and on this rug we did Tai Chi and yoga exercises, physical exercises that would ground our bodies so that we could sit at our desks in stillness, awaiting inspiration.
The centering movement is akin to an actor warming up before performing, or an athlete warming up before playing. Writing is also a physical endeavor, so this physical warm-up helps to release tension and also to access the body as a source of inspiration. After these physical exercises, we would stay on the floor. Then Irene would ask us to close our eyes and guide us through a sense memory exercise. For instance, Irene might ask us to remember a time before we were 10 when we were by a body of water. This could be a lake, an ocean, a pool, a bathtub. This could be a memory that causes us to feel sad, regretful, joyful, or free. The sense memory exercise arose from Irene's time at the Actors Studio, when she observed acting classes while she was a member of the Actors Studio Playwrights Unit.
With these memories in mind, we then proceed to the desks, where we sit and silently center ourselves on the chairs for a few moments. Once we're ready to write, Irene may ask us to draw a scene from our memory or to describe the memory in words. Once we have completed this part of the exercise, she then asks us to close our eyes and re-visualize the scene we drew or described. As we do so, she will ask us to allow one of the characters from our plays to enter the memory and watch us in our real memory. Then she will ask us to remove ourselves from the memory and leave our character there to experience something of the memory. The incident may have been in the character's past or future. The character may have only the feeling of the memory, but not the memory. The idea is to remain open to the process of remembering and recording.
So, for example, in the sense memory exercise about water, I visualize myself on a beach in front of the ocean. Then, as I observe myself exiting this location, I witness one of my characters entering this location and taking my place. The sense memory work helps to ground character in deeper levels of emotion and physical specificity. Then, when we have a clear picture in our mind's eye of the character, grounded in our memory, either by place or emotion, she would ask us to open our eyes, and then she would prompt us to write a monologue or a scene with several random elements or found materials to be woven into the scene. It would be our job to make it not so random. For instance, she would give us a line like, "Why are you telling me this?" An action like, "To uncover something or reveal something that has been hidden." An object like a threaded needle. Using as many of these elements as possible, we must write a scene. With time, other elements are added. We might be asked to stop one scene and begin another. We might be asked to pick out a photo and incorporate the images in the photo in the scene, or write a new scene incorporating this photo.
And so it goes, until Irene would decide it was time to share our work. She would ask for volunteers to read, but if you never volunteered, she would ask you to. She would then comment in general or in specific about your work. She was rarely gentle, but always fair. The Fornés playwriting method is a unique method that I continue to use today and has brought me to all my plays since. In my play Salt, which is a reimagining of John Ford's 17th century play, "'Tis a Pity She's a Whore," I used sense memory and imagined a place of my own trauma, the feeling of that trauma, which involves sexuality and Catholicism, like salt in a wound. And that made me visualize an actual mound of road salt where child prostitutes were forced to find shelter. The setting became real from the sense memory of my own traumatic event. This grounded the fictional in a deeply human reality.
This is a method I also continue to use today, as it perpetually inspires and transforms my playwriting. For example, I wrote my play Paloma, guided by engaging Irene's practice of using found materials. That included Ring of the Dove by Ibn Qasim, a Muslim treatise on love written in 11th century Spain. My play explores a contemporary interfaith relationship, and the content of each scene was influenced by chapter titles from Qasim's poetic work, such as The Signs of the Eyes, Guarding the Secret, and Those Who Fall in Love in Dreams. Each title helped to deepen the characters' journeys throughout each scene.
For more information on Fornés and her career, including upcoming in-person workshops and other events, as well as audio and video resources and more, please visit the Fornés Institute website.
The website can be found at www.fornesinstitute.com.
When I'm in a workshop and I'm teaching a class, I do the exercise and I do wonderful writing. For the most part, when I start a new play, I don't sit cold to a blank page. It's as impossible for me to start a new play as it would be for anyone who's ever written a play before. I go, I have to write a new play. And yet through an exercise, I start immediately, pages and pages and pages. People are talking, they don't shut up for a moment. Sometimes I say, give me a break, shut up for a little while, I need a rest. Don't you feel that? As if they're talking. They're not even talking to you, they don't care about you. They're talking to each other. Is that so, or am I crazy?